The ever-successful entrepreneur
You're gonna love
Rasheeda
this,
believed
trust me.
everything was perfect until she was shocked to learn of Jock's covered affair and the shocking pregnancy that resulted from it. Imagine finding out you are expecting a child and the father isn't even your spouse. You read correctly. Rasheeda is expecting a child, the child of young Jock. This revelation was stunning when it was made public after being kept secret. Although Jock and Rasheeda's affair was unknown to Kirk Frost, Rasheeda's husband, it rocked their entire world. When he first heard about it, he said, "Kill Jock." Yes, things rapidly became serious. But the worst part was that Camilla, a close friend of Jock's, had her agenda since she told him she had plans of her own that would completely depend everything.
If she wanted you, she could have you a conversation
asterisk. Everything was turned upside down again. But this was just the start. Things quickly spiraled out of control with violence, betrayal, and unexpected turns at every turn as Kirk's rage heated up and Jock's fight for survival took center stage. What will become of Rasheeda's shattered life, and who will prevail now? The true question is whether Kirk will choose to permanently break up his relationship with Jock or restore his family. So stay tuned because this narrative is far from over. The prosperous rapper, entrepreneur, and all-around industry participant, young Jock, thought he had it all. Behind the scenes, a storm was building that would completely upend his life. Despite his successful career and opulent lifestyle, Rasheeda, Kirk Frost's loyal wife, a social media queen, and notorious figure in the world of entrepreneurship, and an extraordinarily successful businesswoman, was at the heart of this mayhem. Revealed Rasheeda was expecting, but the twist was that young Jock, not Kirk, was the father. Everyone was shocked and horrified when a startling affair that had been kept under wraps was abruptly revealed in a way that no one could have foreseen. How might this kind of event occur? Everything Rasheeda had fought so hard to achieve came crashing down when a single phone call, text, and whisper in her ear utterly upended her life, which had been secure and steady. However, let's pause to think about how this occurred. For months, Jock, who is well known for his charisma and industry savvy, has been keeping this secret. He thought he could conceal his romance with Rasheeda so that no one would learn about it. He didn't anticipate Rasheeda's husband, Kirk Frost, getting entangled in this issue, but he believed he could pull it off like he had so many other things in his life. Kirk Frost was totally unprepared, even though he had been married to Rasheeda for years and had built a life and a family with her. You can only imagine how furious he was when Kirk first found out. We're talking about a fury so blinding and overwhelming that he couldn't say anything but kill Jock. You heard correctly. Everything Kirk Frost had known and fought for was abruptly coming crashing down as he faced the ultimate betrayal. Camila, a close friend of Jock's, wasn't just observing the situation quietly while Kirk was seized with wrath. She had her interests in mind and was fully aware of the risks, both for herself and for Jock. Camila, the schemer, was watching out for her after seeing an opening in the scandal. The fact that Jock, his alleged buddy, had been concealing this knowledge from him was more significant than the affair alone. Camilla's involvement in was anything but simple. She wasn't just attempting to help Jock get away from Kirk's anger. Instead, she was strategically arranging her actions and manipulating the story to make sure she was in charge. Her actual goal was unclear, though. Was it to clear Rasheeda's name and divert attention, or was it to safeguard Jock and his reputation? Camila was the one pulling strings, not only a supporting actor. Knowing that everything was about to explode up into something far bigger than anyone could have expected, Camila began to alter her plans as Kirk's anger boiled over. But nobody, including Jock, could have anticipated the full impact of what was going to occur. The showdown between Kirk and Jock was a violent battle of emotions, ego, and betrayal that went beyond a simple verbal dispute. It wasn't merely a warning when Kirk eventually got up to Jock. It was more than just a phone argument. It was a full-scale assault and physical altercation in which Jock was made to pay for his deeds. In a vicious encounter that no one could have predicted, Kirk, full of hatred, threatened Jock and physically attacked him, letting all of his pent-up anger out. A jock who had seen many highs and lows in his life now found himself in a position where surviving this nightmare he had created with his music, fame, and money was more important than anything else. Kama claimed in the letter that she had violated recording regulations, publicly disparaged him, and harmed his name in the industry. The jock threatened to sue Kama for $2 million unless he recanted all he had said. Let him try. I got more dirt. If he sues me, I'll leak everything. Jock better thank me I didn't expose his other baby mama drama, Kama said, laughing and going live once more. The audience responded, OP. Meanwhile, Kirk was coping with his own issues. His inability to control his anger had been exposed. In addition to the fact that the video of him threatening Jock went viral, Rasheeda further portrayed Kirk as being at least as toxic as Jock. The man who once yelled, "Kill Jock," was now facing criticism, losses to his business, and the threat of a restraining order, which Jock's attorney alluded to. But Kirk had one final option. He publicly expressed regret by publishing a long handwritten message of apology that read like the script for a Lifetime movie. To my wife Rasheeda, I failed you and Jock. Though I cannot forgive you, I acknowledge my wrongs. I cannot forgive you. The public wasn't believing it by this point, and Kirk was now referred to as the ticking time bomb spouse. He even posted a photo of himself sitting in a therapy session with the comment, "Healing begins now." When everyone thought Camila was disclosing one of her own secrets, a former assistant revealed that Camila wasn't merely shielding Rasheeda. She also wanted Jock to move aside since she had a contract with a competitor with whom Jock had a falling out, and she had been escalating their quarrel with payments from bloggers. The worst thing was that Camila still harbored affections for Jock, whom she had dated years earlier. Now that the roles were reversed, the headlines showed that Camila Rasheeda, a sour former Kirk jock, was the one who had ignited the fire rather than a hero. It's love and hit jobs, not hip-hop and love. Camila's credibility was abruptly ruined. Rasheeda unfollowed her, and companies with which she had cooperated stopped inviting her to their programs. Jock has vanished and is allegedly attempting to rebuild both legally and psychologically in an unidentified location. Kirk is still on thin ice even if he has committed to therapy. According to reports, Camila, a queen with a broken throne, is concentrating on her pregnancy and her future while allegedly avoiding the limelight indefinitely. Silence is louder than any live video, Kama stated without uttering a word. We now have a baby on the way, a ruined business circle, 3 shattered friendships, and polarized fans. If this controversy taught us anything, it was to be loyal and leave this place. It's your chance now to talk. Was Rasheeda correct to keep quiet during this whole ordeal? Was Kama only pulling the strings in retaliation? Were the lips still on everyone? Was it a terrible jumble of individual decisions? Or was Kama playing a long-standing game to eliminate everyone at once? One thing is certain though, no one is going to leave this clean. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell if you want more ludicrous celebrity stories, bizarre controversies, and the truth that no one else is ready to tell. I promise you that what comes next will blow everything away. Young Jock, what about him? Was he a victim or the mastermind? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Which side, Camila, Rasheeda, or Jock, are you truly on? It's war. She even convinced Rasheeda's team to issue a fake statement claiming that Rasheeda would be taking a temporary leave of absence to concentrate on her health, family, and spiritual tranquility because of ongoing stress and personal issues. To put it another way, we're hiding until the fire goes out, but remember that it's not finished yet. Kirk apparently engaged a private investigator when he was still in a downward spiral. Indeed, he was ready to begin subpoenaing people as if the law and order. ATL Scandal episode. Although Jock had his own defensive plan, Unit the PI's assignment tracked him to see whether he was paying off anyone and to confirm that the baby was his. As legal threats flew, the city started to hum with rumors that Jock would sue Kirk for assault, Rasheeda would back him, and Kama was now in charge of the entire circus. He had teamed up with Lisa Gray, a formidable lawyer who once cleared a member of the Love and Hip Hop cast for a six-figure fraud case and a pyramid scheme in the same year that it became famous. Fans took sides like it was Infinity War, Atlanta edition, and the public was divided. The crisis was over. Camila revealed yet another shocking revelation in an exclusive. Nobody was able to identify the true villain, Kirk, who lost it and turned into a WWE jock, the messy secret father, Camila, the mastermind behind the scenes, or even Rasheeda, who kept quiet while mayhem erupted in her name. Camila pulled the pin on a bomb that threatened to blow up the entire scandal, causing the city to tremble. She had real files, audio screenshots, and even surveillance footage from Jock's studio in one file. So those leaked emails weren't a hoax. The receipts were delivered to us. Camila claimed to have hours of unpublished audio, text screenshots, and video footage that could clear Rasheeda's identity and permanently ruin Jock's career when she contacted a big podcast network. Camila would keep quiet as she knew what was best for her, but young Jock was seen pacing back and forth and muttering, "I had to do what I had to do. Rasheeda isn't going to say anything." Yes, Camila was aware that Jock had just handed the golden ticket to his adversaries. With the entire world watching, she staged a live news conference complete with real seats, lights, a podium, and all the drama. I'm going to be honest, whether they like it or not, about the 3 bombshells she dropped. Rasheeda was emotionally vulnerable, and Camila disclosed texts in which Jock guilt-tripped her, saying things like, "You owe me this, Rasheeda. I kept your secrets before." Rasheeda confided in her during a trying period in her marriage, and Jock used that to make himself close to Kirk while he was being watched. Kama's admission of bugging Kirk's office was the weird part. Yes, she had tapes of Kirk yelling, plotting to surprise Jock, and even attempting to buy silence from one of Jock's ex-girlfriends. The world descended into chaos. Twitter turned into a digital wildfire. Podcasts uploaded 5 emergency episodes overnight, and blogs failed due to volume. We could have needed a villain like Camila. Goes beyond Jock versus Kirk. This city is ruled by Kama. It would be wise for Rasheeda to speak up after this, when it appeared that things couldn't get any wilder. I was hurt, I was betrayed, and yes, I made mistakes, but I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not protecting anyone but myself and my future, Rasheeda stated in a 3-minute video that she uploaded to her Facebook page. I never thought my personal choices would become a circus. She simply stated, everyone in this mess showed their true colors now, without denying that Jock was the father, defending Kirk's brutality, or complimenting Kama's slyness. I'm showing off mine. The internet went dead when she switched off the video, but let's be clear, that was only the start of the final round and not the conclusion of the fight. Within 30 minutes of Rasheeda's video, Jock's camp was in ruins, with sponsors he had collaborated with abandoning him and Camila Kirk threatening him criminally. His collaborative posts were all erased by another brand, giving the impression that they were being erased in real time. But Jock wasn't done yet, as he came back with a letter requesting that Camila was trying to manipulate everything from the shadows, and Kirk was out for blood. But let's not overlook the other people affected by this mess. Rasheeda, the lady entangled in this affair, whose life was dependent upon discovering the truth. Her identity, all she had fought for, was now under scrutiny. Would she support her husband Kirk, who had pledged to protect her, or would she continue to be faithful to Jock, the man who had made that promise? Betrayed her, but was also her child's father. Therefore, Rasheeda's future decisions would be constantly monitored. Her family, company, and life all needed to be rebuilt. But how do you accomplish that when betrayal has wrecked the foundation? Things got worse just when you thought they couldn't get much worse. Instead of ending with a few punches in a dramatic walk-off of a VH1 reunion show, Kirk Frost and young Jock's battle was personal. Jock wasn't just physically injured, and Kirk wasn't just angry. He was out for war. During an election year, Camila, Jock's supposed friend who said she had his back, flipped faster than a politician, saw an opening and said, "Let me finesse this scandal like a pro." Camila started making discreet phone calls to blogs, gossip sites, and questionable anonymous tip lines, not to support Jock, but to plant the seeds of his entire reputation being trampled underfoot, dragged through the mud, and served to the public with the side order to cancel him immediately. Kama's been working with Rasheeda's PR for months now. She knows if she gets out and the public turns on Rasheeda, it's over for all of them. She's cleaning house. So what does she do? An unidentified source told Fake Tea Daily, turning the scandal into a soap opera. She went full-blown Olivia Pope with a twist of Mona Scott. She leaked a fake report claiming that Jock manipulated Rasheeda, saying he used emotional instability and diseases. Meanwhile, this was being consumed by the public like drama at a Sunday brunch. While Camila was playing chess, Rasheeda and Jock Kirk were playing Uno, and they were about to commit a giant offense. There was more drama in young Jock than his hairstyles, and the memes were unrelenting. While others were uploading phony Kirk mug images with phrases like "arrested for whooping Jock like a drum set," others were photoshopping Rasheeda with Jock's visage on her baby bump. According to another unidentified insider who claims to be the Uber driver for Kirk Frost's barber's cousin, Kirk Frost's ire only intensified when the drama went public. The public wanted answers, not just rumors, and that's when Jock came out against Kirk, who allegedly vanished for 72 hours, locked his phone, skipped business meetings, and was seen driving around Atlanta with a baseball bat in the trunk, muttering to himself, "Ain't nobody playing with me no more." Despite all the caution, the unthinkable, a live Instagram video was decided to be done. "You don't know what I've been through. Nobody's perfect." He began to yell, visibly injured and panting. The internet was on fire in less than 10 minutes. He not only put Rasheeda in a bad light, but he also made it seem like Rasheeda was the one after him and confirmed the pregnancy. Camille walked onto the stage and walked away with him. Was this the controversy involving Jock's real voice? She promptly put a fake audio tape on blogs in an attempt to limit the damage, in which a man who sounded like Jock claimed, "I got her pregnant on purpose. That's how I stay in the family money." Most likely not, and the internet didn't care. Stories like "Rasheeda pregnant by Jock Kirk goes berserk," and Urban Daily Trash Young Jock tried to trap Rasheeda Camila, spilling the tea without any filter, garnering waves outside of Twitter. For Rasheeda's womb drama insider, the war was even more mysterious because the woman who usually had a fresh reel every 36 minutes was now off the net. Furthermore, according to backroom sources, she was staying at a private wellness retreat in the hills, presumably at Camila's and her crisis team's request. However, when the altercation with Jock Kirk was made public, no one was aware that Rasheeda was hiding from Kirk and the media. One source claims that Kirk has been acting like a whole reality TV detective, pulling receipts from 2019 and even asking if the baby could be his, like he forgot how time works. As Camila's influence grew, she began meeting behind closed doors with Rasheeda's business partners to discuss sponsorships and covertly clean Rasheeda's house. He has been spying through her communications, questioning her every move, and even installing cameras in their home, according to friends of the couple, who described him as unstable, paranoid, and